hope your Monday is going exceptionally well. And I hope you're all putting in the grind, right? So, yes, that's my message for you all this Monday. And just before I go on, I want to give a big shout out to Tokwe Fajin Basi for the amazing video that she put up. I mean, thank you so much for that video. It's not easy. I have always wanted to hear your story. Let me be truthful. I'd always wanted to hear your story. And when I saw the post you put up about the other ladies, I was like, wow, so thank you so much for that video. It took a lot of courage, and I'm still trying to find courage to even speak my own truth on certain levels, but thank you so much for that. And I think a lot of us, are bound or would learn so much from what you just put out there. Now, as you guys can see from the title, it may seem funny, but it's not funny. But as you guys can see from the title I said, well, we all can't listen to all marriage counselors, and that's the truth. And I'm just being extremely subtle with that title because I really wanted to go, so whoever is watching, hi, because I really wanted to go, really, very, very direct. But I was like, okay, let me put it this way. We all can't, we cannot listen to all marriage counselors. And I'm saying this, basically because of a lot of things. A lot of people who have used marriage counselors, and when I use the word marriage counselors, I'm not talking about, I'm not talking right now about specifically psychologists or trained therapists. No, I'm not talking about them. I'm actually talking about unsolicited marriage counselors, and I'm talking ranging from pastors and ranging from your friend, your auntie. These are, I call them unsolicited, highly unsolicited marriage counselors. Hi, Joke. So that's what I mean. So when I talk about marriage counselors, I'm not talking about therapists. I'm not talking about, defined, or I'm not talking about those who have actually been certified, that have a license to practice. I'm not talking about them. Because even they do sometimes, they even do get it wrong. But actually what I'm talking about, like I said, are unsolicited marriage counselors. Those that, in a way, they just happened or somehow they were able to get into the scheme of affairs and decided, okay, I will do marriage counseling. Why do I say this? Now, this is not to bash anybody specifically, but I realized something and I noticed something. Let me use an example of Big Brother. I'm not a Big Brother fan, but there was something particular about the Big Brother last year where Bisola was, and she was having a relationship with one guy. I can't remember his name. Now, in that, in the grand scheme of things, the guy happened to be married. Well, Bisola couldn't have known because they were somewhere where they had no communication. They had nothing. There was nothing, that could help them or could have helped her perceive what was going on. Now, fast forward to after the house, and then we're like, that this guy is married, blah, 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 blah. And then we had marriage counselors from hell. What? The wife should divorce him. What? This one should happen. What? Who is marrying this one? See people carrying matter on their head for another man and his wife and in his own marriage. Now, the wife, who happened to know who her husband is, opened her mouth and said, no, she ain't divorcing her husband. Okay, that was what it was. The situation met him there, and, back down, everything end. Now, there are still some people that cannot live it down. Now, those are the kind of things I'm talking about, because most times, in most marriages, it will shock you to know and understand that there are certain things that work for certain couples, and that is just the dynamics they want. You have a lady whom her husband, she knows her husband cheats on her. She knows every step of the way what that guy is doing. And you as her friend may decide, okay, you want to do tafia and come and tell her, do you know that I saw your husband 10 miles away with him? You're an unsolicited marriage counselor. Why? Because at the end of the day, it's not your call. I mean, you never even ask whether the woman knows that her husband cheats on her. At the end of the day, what happens? You become an enemy. That's the truth. Because the woman is not ready to leave that man. If you like, go and be asking what is wrong with this woman's head. Is it that everybody's dynamics can never, ever, ever, ever be the same? So that is highly unsolicited. For me, in my own opinion, if your husband is cheating on my husband, I can't tell you, the person that saw the woman or the man cheating, go and meet the man there, and that there's a maturity to certain things, because the Bible says that a man and a woman will come together and they shall live together as one. So the dynamics remain, that there are so many things in that union that are at stake. The children, probably the time and the effort that the woman has put into the marriage, or even the man. It could be a lot of things. There are so many dynamics at play. There could be the dynamics that, okay, this woman has said, for me, this is it. I am going in for the long haul, whatever is happening. Do you understand? You cannot, it is difficult for you to come into those dynamics. And the same Bible says that what God has joined together, let no man put asunder. So in the scheme of things, when it comes to married couples, it is very, very, very important that third party, marriage, unsolicited marriage counselors, you people cannot come in, because everyone's dynamics aren't the same. Now, let me go further to an example. Hi, Mosu. Now, let me go further in another example. We have a situation where a man, I've actually been a witness to this one, and it happened during my youth service, that a guy was actually having an affair with somebody, another lady, where I was. And the guy happened to be married. See, we go. Guess what? Now, the woman on her own took matters into her own hands, and decided, okay, I'm going to deal with this girl, blah, 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 blah. Fast forward, he didn't deal with the girl. In fact, the man was like, oh, that I'm not marrying her again, blah, 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 blah. And he beat her black and blue. This woman actually had twins for this guy. Now, fast forward again, they are both together. The girl in question who was actually cheating with the man, her story has ended. The lady who took that lady to go and meet that girl who she was dating, that friendship has ended. Because at the end of the day, she did it wrong. The friendship she has with that lady, finito. Now, who is the loser? The loser, even the girlfriend self. If the man decides to go back to the girlfriend tomorrow, that woman is not going to bat an eyelid anymore, because she has done her work. She has done what she's going to do, and that is where it ends. The dynamics of their marriage is that I want to be with my husband, whether he's cheating on me or not. End of story. So you find out that, unsolicited marriage counselors are not needed. I've had, I'm going to go a little bit deeper. The one I've heard where pastors have opened their mouth and talked about how a man and woman should be having sex in their marriage. Nítorí Ọlọ́run, God help us. How? The Bible says that you should not, as husband or wife, deny yourselves of each other in any ramification. So what is the problem or the business of a pastor trying to, bring out to a man and a woman and trying to guide them through how they should be having sex? That is unsolicited. Sorry. Highly, highly unsolicited. That's the moment you have joined them, husband and wife, you have no business again inside there. Whatever it is they are doing, however they are doing it, it does not concern any human being. I have seen a situation where God help me. I was in a situation where a lady, I think I've talked about this. I don't want to go too far, too deep, but she actually declined because of what pastor said. She actually declined giving her husband what he wanted in bed. It wasn't a small thing, no. And then you begin to ask yourself, how do you commit this matter? How person go take talk this kind of talk? Madam, wetin happen? He say he wants. Oga, wetin? I want. Madam, give am now. No, me, I no sabi. Do you know that kind of thing? And says, oh, no, my pastor said. These are the issues, for crying out loud. It's funny, but at the time, this is something I experienced. I've seen it happen. And by the time this kind of things begin to go on, you find out that the marriage, the home is breaking. It is totally breaking. Because there is influence that is coming from unsolicited parties that it is none of their businesses. So this video is going to be pretty short, you know, and because something I've been wanting to, I wish I could go a lot deeper because, you know, for me, it's happening a lot. And the worst also is happening also on social media. Okay, and if we begin to call names, there are so many of them. You know, sometimes you see people, they ask you, can't you show your husband? Can't you show? I personally, I erased all of my husband's photos. Initially I was doing that, but personally, I erased all of his photos off of social media. Even though he used to tell me that all these things, I'm not interested, you know, Igbo man, he's not interested, he doesn't, you know. But then it just came like a click to me. And I personally, I just deleted all of my husband's photos on social media. Sometimes, if it is the husband that stays on social media, let him, as long as the wife is not in the mix. There are couples that have decided, okay, they want to be on social media, you know, and they're actually a couple that actually do some skits where they actually, you know, tend to look like they stage quarrels, you know, and then need to see comments of 1,000,001 people, you know, going on how their marriage, what is this, and who is at fault and who is not at fault. That's the problem. But they are doing it for fun. That's their own. But we are in a situation where we see people who begin to do, oh, my husband, oh, my baby, oh, how many times? Then when the baby, honey has stopped, social media followers will now say, you did not wish her happy birthday. What's happening? You did not do this one. What is going on? There are so many of them going on right now. Then the problem is, how do you begin to withdraw your rhetoric? Because of unsolicited marriage counselors. The one that will come out and write a epistle on how your marriage that they do not even know the beginning of is. The one that will now begin to talk about how your husband was seen in so and so place. And that is why I talk about unsolicited marriage counselors. So if a lot of people, it's been going on, leave your marriages off of social media, because then you will get unsolicited social media marriage counselors. In the same way, there are so many, friendships have ended because of marriage, because you cannot be able to force a man or a woman to leave a marriage that he has or she has invested time, money, body, soul, spirit. It's not possible. Even in cases of domestic abuse, that if you want to know more, watch Tokwe Fajingbesi's video. She has a better explanation to that. It's hard because no matter how much you want to move in on that rhetoric, no matter how much you cannot, because you were not there in the beginning. I've seen a marriage where the husband they slap the woman steady, but that one is not, she is not there for her. And even when you even see the way she behaves, you cannot even tell her, because there's some women that are very good with stuff like, you can't even tell her, oh no, leave your husband. She won't even answer you. Lie. because she wants to be there. Because they want to be there. Do you see? So at the end of the day, I keep on telling people the dynamics of what society may think, it should be like this. Oh, it should be like this. The decision remains you. Do you want to stay? If you want to stay, you stay. If you want to go, you go. It's just that simple. Because no matter the kind of whatever it is you want to, because at the end of the day, that same story of what God has put together, let no man put asunder. You are already beginning to put that asunder. You see it? I will go a little bit personal. I recall I actually told somebody very, very close to me. I did it. It's not because of anything. I did it. I actually told somebody very, very close to me to leave her husband because of certain things. Sometimes when you look at yourself as something and you believe that this person also is that thing, you begin to push your own rhetoric on that person. Now, guess what? The person who I told was like, oh no, and I was busy pushing. This happened very recently. I was just busy pushing. My husband said, my husband was telling me, he said, come, you won't leave this girl alone. Just because before you know what's happening, you're the one that we used to settle. I said, no, that's what? He deceived her from the beginning. That was me. Guess what? She's still there. And right now, you do not even imagine the kind of defense she has where this guy is. The defense. Even me, and Voltron, I don't think we can even do that kind of defense together. Guess what? She's pregnant. So, at the end of the day, after all this thing, when I was eventually found out that she's pregnant, guess what? I began to feel like a fool. Yes. I began to feel like a fool because it was not my call. No matter what, it was not my call. The decision to go, to stay, it had nothing to do with me. I didn't even tell her to go. I said, annul the marriage. That's what I even told her. God forgive me. I said, annul it. It was not my call. And that was unsolicited. So at the end of the day, like I said, I don't want this video to be long, but at the end of the day, what I'm just trying to bring out is everyone's dynamics is not the same. We see people who will tell you, mostly in cases of, domestic violence, especially of the violent type and deadly type, the law comes in. Sometimes I even prefer that the law comes in, but even the law has where they draw back. I've been a witness to that one here in France. I was there. Police was there. I was there. I was telling this girl, you are in France. Nothing they happen. She said no. The police were 4 heavily built policemen who were standing around. And they only asked one question. Only one question they asked. They asked her, I said, do you want to press charges? Madame said, no. Police left. Do you see it? Even the law has where they draw the line. So where the law even knows where to draw the line, who are you? Because as long as the woman or the man is not ready to press charges or make it written and legal so that they can do their job, their hands are tied. How much more or how much less you are not police, you are not lawyer, you are not you are not even a therapist. At the end of the day, you are now telling somebody, leave him, Jare. Oh, leave her, Joe. If they don't want to go, uncle, it's the same thing. Unless the person has decided, oh, there's nothing anybody can do about it. So on this regard, I'm going to sound it, and I'm going to sound it, I think. And I think it's also one of the best things, or one of the good things one can do, is sometimes before putting yourself into issues of that border on husband and wife or married couples, Always look for how to take the sit-down-look approach. The sit-down-look approach you're taking is ask yourself certain questions from different angles. Sometimes it's very important. That's one of the things I love about, the Catholic Church, because when you go for some of the marriage counseling and whatever it is that they do, most times what the priest is doing is asking you questions. They are asking the lady questions. They're asking the man questions. They are not saying anything. They are not adding. They're just asking you questions. It is only the questions they're asking you that you yourself will use to draw your own conclusion. So sometimes it's also important that when we are doing such, rather than be on the subjective or be objective about it, ask questions. And most importantly, ask yourself. Because what you necessarily may be able to do, another person may not necessarily be able to do it. And sometimes when you find yourself in that situation, that which you have said, I am going to do, you won't do it, because then you realize the enormity of the decision or whatever it is that you were trying to do. So on this note, guys, I'm going to leave you because I have another platform I have to be on. I'm going to leave you guys. Think about it. Leave your comments in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and your ideas, even questions. Let's brainstorm this together, because there are lots of people who sit down like, but this one says this one says that. Yes, it's normal. We're living in a world where, globalization is taking its, is leaving its mark, and we are hearing 1,000,001 things from different sources every day, and sometimes filtering that information is hard. So leave your comments in the comment section below, even questions, and I would love for us to be able to share, ideas on this particular topic. So until my next live video, I'll be seeing you guys pretty soon. Bye.